We figured we'd use the carpeting one for the warehouse, a little bit cheaper,
Yeah.
but I got two anyways.
And you wanna wait for Bill to get here,
Yeah.
or does it, when we start? Two?
The painting, I think, is a really good deal for that.
Yeah, you sure it can be done in one coat? Are the colors compatible
Well,
enough
that's
where
probably,
be one
Yeah, the
coat?
colors would be fine. We have to pull everything off the wall, but the crew will come in. They're gonna do it in 2 nights. The plan that we've got, without totally destroying everything, is move everything to one side. He'll come in, prep and paint with his crew. Then they'll do that side of the floor. Then we'll move everything back, and then they'll come in and do the other side. So it'll be in and out.
And what I'm doing to save the amount of work, you know, to move everything is taking all the books, I'm working with Gail, and I'm trying to take as many books off the shelves and get the shelves off the walls, because I believe the painting won't do anything with the shelves, right?
No, we're gonna move them.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the shelves out, and our goal is, I don't have the plan with me tonight, but the goal was, I've been working with Gail, is to switch her area, you know where her area is now, over into the middle on the other side, like looking towards the window. And then that area with the book drop is gonna be where the meeting area is, the table area. And then down in the corner, the far left, like on the other side of that, where the sheriff's department is gonna be the children's area. So we're gonna try to do something like that, we'll rearrange it a little bit.
Right.
And as far, the electrical fixtures, I'm the one who was assigned the electrical fixtures. So what I did was I've been working with Robin, and Eversource had they had incentive plans, a $60 rebate for each light fixture, or it was a 50-50 plan. They would pay for 50% of the light fixtures if they were updated, but you had to qualify for both those plans. And I got the electric bill from Robin, and you know, between the library and here, it's only $137 a month. So I mean, I pay more than that.
I was just gonna say, mine is almost that one.
Yeah, so you have to, what they do is they look at it as a 1-year plan, and so it has to qualify 730, it has to be over 1,000 kilowatts per month, and right now we're at 730 kilowatts per month here. So we don't qualify for either one, so then I went to,
More electricity.
I was just gonna say, we need to
Leave
leave the
some
lights
lights
on.
yeah. So then I went to step B. Well, I'm guessing with the new filter system downstairs and the hot water heater, I would say probably, you know, eventually it's gonna go up, but we don't have time for that. And so
Oh.
my second,
Hi, Bill.
I'm gonna stay out here.
my second, so I went to Plan B. I have B, C, D, and E. And so Plan B was to change the light fixtures. Eversource came up with a plan for me to go to CED, pick out the light fixtures, and then take it to Eversource, and then maybe they can do something. But I went to CED, we took them out of the box, we looked at all the light fixtures that would go in here. They're just like the ones that are in there. And so they're like, you know, this, but you know, in the grand scale of the library. And they're actually better, the ones that are in there are, you know, like anything else built years ago, is better than what it is now, except the efficiency.
Oh, okay.
And so a CED suggested just to change the covers, and you can install the tubes, you can install LED tubes into those existing light
better light
fixtures.
then, won't it?
Better light, so what I was,
You don't need to change the balusters at all?
well, there's 2 ways to do it. You can get tubes that will go into it, that will retrofit. They're not as energy efficient, but at $137 a month for electric bill, I don't really, honestly, it doesn't matter about, you know, the electric
Well,
bill.
you get the light.
Yeah, you get light,
Good light.
better light, and then, but it's less efficient. And then there's the one to change the ballast, and I'm looking into that right now. So that's where I'm standing. But I haven't got any quotes or anything. Right now, what I'd like to do, if it's okay with you guys, is, I talked to Robin about it already, is to purchase like a few of the covers, because Angie wanted to change the diamond shaped covers that these have and have it more of like a clear type cover, and then purchase some LED bulbs. But I do have to talk to an electrician about changing the ballast and see how much that would be. And so Robin said, you know, that just talk to you guys about it. you know.
You just wanna try it. and see what it
Just wanna try it, see what it looks like, yeah. I mean, the emphasis for me would be more, putting more into changing, Gail's section and building her desk and everything. So, you know, we're trying to save money on the light fixtures, that's what I'm trying to do. And then, and also try to save money on moving the books because it's such a, you know, a tremendous job. So Gail, I'm working with Gail during the week. But I have, also too is the French doors, out here, the two doors out here. I'm gonna replace those, just, you know, it's just hinge off hinge, and I'm just gonna do it for free. And then, so I asked Robin, you know, what, if it would be okay just to come to you guys for just the French doors. I haven't got the quote on it though, I think it was $165 a door, I might be wrong, but, you know, so I'm looking into that, but I haven't got anything quotes like you guys, like these guys got today for
So
the
John will
paint.
bring those in when he has them.
Yeah,
But we thought time's ticking and we really wanna get the flooring and the painting done. And our
Right.
big concern was the lighting, how the lighting was gonna play out. We didn't wanna paint and then have the lights done and have to repaint.
Right.
So now we know we're staying with the same bases. We wanted to get the approval so we could get the painter and the carpeting done. And then John, when he's done with his stuff, will come back in
yeah.
to the finishing touches of it.
The painting seems really reasonable.
I don't know, I couldn't do
Painting
it for
seemed
that.
very,
That's why I wanna lock Alan in.
Yeah, I wouldn't even,
Yeah,
I did get a
He's
second
a painter,
quote.
right?
He's a painter. He painted the museum.
yeah.
yeah, he's,
Okay.
He does all our apartments. That's why he gave us a
Oh.
good quote, because
Yeah.
he wants to do more of
Beautiful.
the apartments.
Oh, okay.
that's including material.
That's including materials. And
I
he
couldn't
is-
do it for that, and I would
You
do it for
were
free.
here, Bill wasn't here, right, when I talked about how he was gonna do it in two different shifts?
Right, half and
But
then,
Bill didn't hear it, right. So
Yeah.
Bill, the way the painting and the flooring is gonna work, it makes sense to us, is we're gonna do it half and half. Everything's gonna get moved to one, I think you had this idea anyway, everything's gonna get moved to one side of the library. Alan's crew is gonna come in at night, strip and paint, then the flooring will go down. Then everything will go back to the other side, they'll come back, strip and paint, flooring, and then hopefully by then we'll have all John's stuff, and we'll be done. But I didn't wanna lose Alan's quote.
yeah,
The next best quote I got was, guy in Swansea was $3,800.
I was gonna say three.
Yeah,
I think mine was around,
O'Brien,
I think mine was in that vicinity, it was 85 cents
Yeah.
a square foot, and then more if you're doing trim,
Right.
stuff like that.
yeah, so he's gonna do some light patching out there, he's not gonna do anything with the holes that are mounted,
Yeah,
that the shelving is mounted to now, so we're gonna put the shelving right back where it was.
I'm gonna take the shelving down,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna patch the holes myself. And then Gail and I are working on a plan to put everything back, just in a different way. So
On
we'll be
that-
bolting
on
it to
where her
the
desk
wall,
is going, yeah.
but, you know, it's gonna be a little bit different.
So John's stuff will come a little bit later, but we wanna get the scheduling done for the carpet and the painting.
So do you have an idea when they'd be able to get to it?
Alan's waiting for me. And as far as the flooring, Tom just wrapped everything up with the flooring, and now that we had our meeting last week or whatever, we heard from John, we don't really wanna wait for the lighting, because that can be done after.
Can be done anytime.
So we wanna get, the flooring is gonna be the hard one to get scheduled, so we wanna be able to give them the all clear to get it on their
Yeah,
calendar.
they-
The painting, Alan's just waiting for the
The
time.
quote is to take the old carpeting out and dispose of it, and then, you
Yeah.
know, laying down 24-inch squares.
But you've gotta have a certain amount of money up front, right?
I think so, yeah.
Which
I
quote
think
did
Bill
you
has to
folks
go.
wanna
I
go
think they
with?
want half.
Carpet clearance.
Carpet
is
clearance,
cheaper.
it was cheaper, I didn't know if you
Yeah,
wanted.
they're the, I want Plotkin's and
Yeah,
carpet
Hawkins
clearance.
is, you know, everybody's decent, but they're,
Yeah, they're,
Only one or two quotes.
yeah,
And it's hard to get
carpet?
somebody to come out and quote.
And
Yeah.
Carpet Warehouse has done work at our office building, and they've done a really good
Yeah.
job, so.
my question about the French door, is it gonna be glass?
Yes,
It is. We're putting in doors here
okay,
to kind of match the bathroom doors.
okay.
So is that gonna be, I just wanna make sure they kind of,
I can work with you and then.
I don't know, it don't matter, I mean, just, I know you guys aren't trying to get them matching all the same. I think the door this door here is gonna be wood, like the bathroom, and the one, as you enter into the waiting room, I think it's gonna have some window in it.
Oh, okay.
So that might look nice with the French
Well, we
door.
can get the style and the wood to match.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thought of the glass there, especially if there are meetings being held, you can come in to the entrance and see people are busy
Right,
without knocking or walking in on them.
Yeah.
so they look nice.
so looks,
that door is, you know, it's a hollow core door, I could put my foot through it. The one
Oh, yeah.
is right 19, I can't believe everything's held up as good as it has since 1975, you know, it's unbelievable.
But for the carpet and the paint,
Mhm.
it might be worth inquiring about low VOC, just so it'll be easier to handle after they're done if they do that.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff is low
It
VOC
all-
anyway
yeah.
nowadays.
Most of the professionals have to do it now.
So do you know how much of a check you would need for getting started?
I think it indicates on that,
Bill's quote from Carpet
it's the
Clear,
carpet, it says they need to have,
was it half?
yeah, that's right, let's see. Materials must be paid before ordered, so the materials,
So that'd be the carpet.
yeah, so it's like almost 4,500 for just the material. So it's 40,
What about the paint?
We have done,
Gail's gonna pick up the carpet.
so 44. Does Gail have to put it in?
No?
We'd like
I'm
him to-
fine with it, I guess it seems
She would.
reasonable.
He's excited about it.
Sounds like it's a,
And that would be made up to, carpet
Right.
clearance?
Warehouse,
Warehouse?
right?
Be well under our allotted amount that
Yes.
we were voted for, you know.
Yeah.
If you- This isn't bad. I guess you can get it cheap if you look around.
are you getting new shelves eventually,
Or
or?
that, my
That's
next thing is, well, we're
Phase
gonna get, this
two.
is, like the beginning of it, the
Yeah.
steps, and then the next thing is trying to figure out the shelving. I had a, shelving guy come in, and it was too much money, and, so I have to locate a guy in Gilsum here that may do it.
Like an old
He
car.
recommended a guy in Gilsum, because, you know, he knew we didn't have a budget for what he wanted. And so I've gotta talk to him about, putting Gail's desk together, something different. She's gonna keep the two oak desks, and all she's gonna do is have something built out front to make it look good, and then slide the oak desk underneath.
And she's gonna be more centrally located.
She's gonna be
where
centrally
the big
located
window
on
is?
the right, yeah, and with the windows, across from the big window.
you
Okay,
can see the door and the kids.
I just gotcha.
And then over where she is now is where the meeting area is gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's kinda change things around a little bit when the music stops, that's when things are gonna be.
Yeah.
So Robin's not in this week at all, so she won't get this until Monday of next week, as far as getting a check. So hopefully she'll have it made out by the time we come in Monday night, so we can sign it. And
Okay, so maybe you can just pick it up next Monday night. Would that work?
Well, I won't be able to pick the check up until
Oh, but
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
probably, after the treasurer has to
Treasurer.
sign it.
Treasure.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
So you
Keep
can
forgetting about her.
contact
Kate, I look at Katie, or,
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, she does it Wednesday.
or just leave it here, when I'll come in during regular hours on Thursday and
Yeah,
just pick it up.
And then can you take it right to them?
I can.
Okay, we're done,
We
right?
got to, figure what color pattern we want. I think that Gail, gotta get Gail.
Gail
down.
was gonna be instrumental in that.
She wants to pick one out.
So I think that's it, and we're cut back on the lights because it didn't make sense to spend money if we didn't need it. It also save on reconstructing the ceiling if we use the hardware that's there.
Right.
And if we're not gonna get substantially more economical or better lighting,
right.
why? Things we didn't know till John researched it.
Right, yeah, and, I think the big thing is, you know, as it draws, the end of the year draws to the end is maybe, you know, more about the aesthetics, you know, the shelves, like you said, something like that. You know, I'm working on that, so I'll be back.
So I guess we're good. So we're set with the paint?
yes.
It's a great deal.
And Ray, I'll see you about the doors,
What you bought? Yeah.
Well, good.
you know, I can come
That's no
in,
problem, I didn't know if you're gonna wait to see what these doors look like, I imagine it's.
when are they gonna be done?
Bill, were
I
you
get
all right?
I get the difference between my quote and understanding.
No, I don't know.
That goes into the welcome part.
I'm not encouraged.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Here, sealed up down there.
I think we just,
He's also gonna be
Thank you.
doing.
we have secret hand
Basically
signals.
match the bathroom. So we have wooden
Oh,
side.
yeah, yeah, that's what I was looking at.
I don't see where you.
And I know Rob, when I
I
talked to
think it looks
Rob.
nice with all window.
We'll get this out of your way.
I wanna make it quick.
Hi, sir.
Library now, but I wanna make it.
Very good.
Thanks, guys. We're out.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Good luck, Vicky.
Thank you, thank
We'll see
you.
how it goes.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, Al. How's it going? How you doing?
Good evening. So I brought in a book from the library, although it can't be checked out, so I do have to return it by 8. But I printed out your definitions of the law that I'm supposed to come to ask the board of selectmen to enforce in town. The problem with that is when it's the board that's breaking it, it becomes an issue. So the definition of the excavation laws are right there. It explains the 50-foot boundary of a disapproving.
I gotta check on. I've already talked to an attorney about that, but there's something else in my mind that I wanna address on that. So, yeah.
So you're aware.
I've spoken to somebody about the, cause you had mentioned the 50-foot buffer.
It's
Yeah.
even a 10-foot for an approving abutter, so there's at the very least, a 10-foot buffer.
Which,
So,
which I'm not going to, I had asked Helen to go up there last week to just put down some boulders, so we know where the line is. We can then figure out, well, as far as getting the gravel off your property, for one. And then, if the attorney says we have to be 75 feet off, well, now we know where the line is, we will be 75 feet off.
And do you
Well-
have a copy of Ed Goodrich's email for the minutes? Has that been added to them yet? As far as him coming out and surveying it? Because the boulders are beyond the boundary marker. And in February, when Ed was here, you looked at me and asked, now when Ed surveys this, are you gonna agree that that's the correct line? And I said yes. I did not know I was supposed to ask the town that, because I don't know if you've seen the video yet, and I've been very transparent. I've gone to Lieutenant Dodson, I spoke with the prosecutor today, and showed they have the video of Holland coming at me with the loader and the boulder and coming over the property line.
Coming at you,
Yes, and it's video, so it's not even that I am exaggerating this. It's all on video, and it's over the boundary line, and the boulders are over beyond the marker right now, where Harlan put it. And there's video of Harlan continuing to bring the second boulder over the lines. So this is
last week, a boulder got put over there.
This was Thursday. This was after Ed left, about 2 hours after Ed left. When I drop off a copy.
I was there Thursday. The boulders are about 5, maybe 10 feet away from the property line.
On my side, I can actually show you a picture right here on my iPad if you care to.
But
I'm not
If
gonna-
you care to see,
we
you know,
need to
you know,
figure out as to,
and these boulders are not
read-
something that I can pick
I
up
was
and
reading
move.
an email tonight,
it seems like,
saying something about blue ribbon is one thing, red ribbon is another thing. And that's, to me, I think that's what needs to get settled as to which one. And,
Well, that's what was
Goodrich
settled.
didn't do his job
And-
that he was hired to do. That was the
Well-
first mistake.
I have another email from him.
Okay,
He stated one thing and did another thing.
yeah,
So that's gonna be for the attorney too,
yeah.
so.
So is it the board's contention that the orange boundary marker that the board hired Ed to do,
That wasn't the orange marker. We hired him to do your surveyed line.
which he did?
He was supposed to
Right,
do
blue.
the, the line from the 75 deed is the one he was supposed to do. That's all he was supposed to do. That's what we have written down as to what he was supposed to do.
So,
Was from your deed that, just like when he was in here at the beginning when he came in, he said when you bought your property, you signed, basically like signing a contract. That deed that you signed is it until you decide to go to court or something like that, which I believe was 1975 is when that deed was.
when the survey was done is in 75, correct? But the deed, if you reference it back, it follows, you know, every deed references the prior
Right,
deed.
but like he had
So.
said that day when he came in here, when you bought your property, you had signed agreeing to this 1975 survey. That's what you agreed to. That's what he told us here, and.
But he also referenced the
and he even put that in
Volkswagen
an
Rock.
email to me too.
So is that you have an email, so is that part of the minutes? Are you gonna?
No, it's not part of the minutes right now.
Not right now?
What
When will that
email are you
be?
talking about? I haven't seen it, so I don't know what you're talking
Ed Goodrich emailed in his report about
I
his,
have to check the attorney to see if that's even submittable to.
about. Let me just hear what she's saying. Ed sent an email, and what did he say?
in regards to the orange markers that he put up showing the property line between your property, the town's property, and my property.
Yeah.
And this is,
About that.
this is where, now you're telling me that you're not abiding by Ed's decision. You're saying that Ed, that orange, the boundary line, for whatever reason, is incorrect still. You spent $3,000 of town money to
help you, yes.
not
Well,
help me.
We haven't discussed the emails at all yet because Ray don't have email, so he hasn't seen it yet. I printed it off tonight so he can look at it. He's gonna be able to read it, and then we can, the three of us will discuss it. But it's not just that email, it's emails from before that I have questions with.
I thought we hired Ed to go mark the boundary. And then
Correct.
he marked the boundary.
Correct.
And then you're saying that he marked the boundary, but then we put boulders that are beyond the boundary for some reason.
Correct. And it's not
Beyond your 75 deed,
beyond the
boundary
boundary
or the-
marker of the two properties. There's a clear line now going from the river all the way up to Route 10. There's flags and posts all the way.
Ed's saying that's the boundary.
Correct.
So that should be the boundary that we asked him to do. You're saying no.
Well, no, we'll talk about it.
Right.
Okay, so you're disputing Ed's
No,
survey.
no, we want to discuss
We're
it.
not disputing anything because I don't have any idea
We
what's
haven't
going
been
on.
together
and
at
We
all
need
to
to, we
talk
need to
about it.
discuss it. What I hear you saying is Ed marked the boundary, you're fine with the boundary he marked, we didn't abide by it. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay, so we need to talk about it and find out what's going on.
And if you would like the video, the
I don't-
photos,
I don't need any video because
that's
it sounds to me clear as a bell. You hire somebody to mark the boundary, he's competent, he marks it, and then that's the boundary.
correct.
We'll discuss it. If there's something wrong or he made a mistake, then we gotta come to you and say, sorry, I made a mistake, we need to redo this. I don't know what went on, so we're not, as a group, contending anything. I know that we hired a surveyor to mark the boundary, and I'm surprised that that didn't happen and we didn't abide by that. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, that's why I came here, but I guess there's still no answers as to why you're not abiding by the boundary, and obviously the,
Only because we haven't really discussed it yet. I wasn't there Thursday, and Bill wasn't there. We'd like to discuss as to what actually happened.
and when will those emails be part of the minutes so that the town people can
I
can see?
can't answer on that just yet until we.
Ed sent
Discuss it.
emails, you're copied on emails, so you know what the emails are?
Ed sent the email report of when he finalized the marking of the boundary line.
Yeah.
So, and
Robin's not in this week, she's off this week, so any emails that were sent to her for the town will not be opened up until next Monday.
But you have
And
copies of those emails?
She don't work Friday.
Vicki? You have copies of those emails?
Well, I don't know which emails he's talking about,
Okay.
you know, so I guess it gets into semantics at that point.
But I mean, you have copies of emails from Ed to us?
From Ed to you?
Yeah.
No. No, I wouldn't have a copy from Ed to you, no.
He sent emails to you. I don't know what
No,
what
I'm
emails
talking-
He sent a,
I don't know what emails you, how do
after
you know their
Thursday, he
emails?
sent an email
Yeah.
to the town
Yeah.
describing, in his words, what happened, or what he did,
Yeah.
and what happened, and I tried calling him, but he didn't.
Vicki, how do you know their emails?
Because this has morphed into police investigations now with the loader incident. Now it's because of the criminal no trespass that was issued to the town, and that was broken on Thursday. Lieutenant Dodson is now investigating that. I told Lieutenant Dodson, and I've been very transparent up front with everybody. I told Lieutenant Dodson, I said, go to, punish to whatever extent you can, because I'm tired of this. It's amazing, you come to a town board to help you, but when it's the town board that is doing this, it's just amazing. And like I've offered the videos, if you want to see the videos that the Lieutenant Dodson has and was furnished with.
I mean, I take your word for it, if you've got videos of stuff, that's fine, I'm just saying that I don't think the board knows what went on, I don't, therefore
But the
board
board
doesn't.
is telling Harlan what to do, is the issue.
Well,
So-
Harlan's here, and we'll ask Harlan what he did and what
All right.
that was about, but.
Yeah.
I did say for Helen to go over to put rocks on the line, I told him to
Well, the
stay
board did.
a few feet away from the line, because I figured if the day that Ed is there, he's putting the line down, if we put rocks away from the line, we should be good, as long as we're not crossing the line.
You don't wanna put stuff down, you don't want this either, if he's just putting some flags down, somebody comes and moves them, that screws everything up. So the idea was, Ed's gonna mark the boundary, put some boulders in the vicinity of that on our side, so that we know where
So
it is.
that's the problem. It wasn't on your side.
I didn't know that, therefore the
Well,
board didn't know
apparently,
that, so.
there's an issue still as far as the boundary line, and that's what I'd like to talk to Ed about, as to, what happened there, what,
So, okay,
I
so
thought it was
it's,
gonna be an open, I was hoping it was going to be a shut case if he put a line down, we put some boulders down, and we're trying to get permission for me to remove the gravel, so we can get things cleaned up.
but you didn't even wait the 30 days. I get back from out
No,
of state,
No, he wasn't touching the gravel.
but you didn't even wait for the 30 days for me to respond to that to start crossing over the boundary line. It's you
We
jumped
weren't
in.
supposed to cross
We're-
over the boundary line.
But
We're trying
that's
to get the line, we're trying to get the line put down, so that we can move forward as far as.
Right, the line was
removing
put down that morning.
So as far as moving the gravel, no, we were not touching that.
So we've heard what you said, that a line was put down and we went over it.
Correct.
First thing we have to do is we have to ask Harlan what happened. The second thing is I'd like to see the emails and understand that, and then we'll discuss it, and then we can get back to you and say, you saw the emails, we discussed it, and here's what we come up with and tell you, because you deserve that, that's what you're asking for.
And I
I
also,
can't do it right now because I don't know a thing about it.
no, I understand that point, and I also deserve the right for the board to enforce the rules and the laws of the state that they're supposed to, regardless of whether it's them breaking them or not.
But if somebody came in and said, here's a law that's being broken, we're not lawyers, so we would read what the situation is, we'd talk about it, we'd call in a lawyer if we had to. We can't right now, in this instance, say we're enforcing a law, we don't know enough to do that.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Research it. However, you're the one the town is the one that's breaking that law, so you should cease and at least look into what is being said when the law is right in front of you in black and white.
I pretty sure the last thing any of us wanna do is put down a line and go over it and break the law, cause it makes a big mess, so I don't know what happened, but
Well, the
I'm sorry.
actions contradict what you're saying as far as,
I
as
got
far
you,
as what
but can
happened.
you hear this, as far as I can tell, I personally don't know why, I don't know if anybody here understands what happened yet, so we gotta figure it out. But it would be stupid on our part to just go, say, we'll get it surveyed, mark it, and then say, hey, Harlan, go over the line and put stuff on Vicky's side, but she's gonna be really happy about that, I don't think we would ever say
No,
that.
Harlan asked me if I approved of the boulders being put there, and I said, no, I'm not approving of it. And then that's when he left and came back.
We'll-
couple hours later.
We'll talk to Harlan, come back next week, and then we'll try to figure out what went wrong and give you a clear answer.
Alright, well, at this point, the top of my list is the law that I've just given you. Like I said, this book can't be checked out from the library. She wasn't sure if
Yeah, we
this
have the
result,
RSA's,
it's right in there.
and
And it says that this is the regulations that the town is supposed to enforce. So-
I'll be happy to read that, like
And
I
yeah-
said.
but you're more concerned about the 50-foot buffer, or?
I want that enforced. It's my right, and I want that enforced. Lieutenant Dodson is handling the criminal aspect of the no trespass order and the Loda incident. So at some point he will address all or one or two of you, however many that will be. But I'm coming to the board because it stipulates that this is the board's supposed to enforce this
So
law.
put that in the minutes.
Well, there's definitely no doubt about it, if there's, some laws that need to be addressed, then we'd have no choice but to follow the law. The board can't do,
Well, the
What-
board's been
what's not
doing what they
exempt?
want to do so far, so,
no,
and it's just, yeah, well, you say no, but that doesn't,
we haven't been doing anything up there, we're trying to make things right, and again, that's why I had Ed come back to put that line down. Trying to get the problem resolved, and I
Right.
wanna put rocks down.
but now
so
you're
that-
saying you don't believe Ed's line, so that's,
Well, you got two lines up there,
oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
and which line are you going by?
I'm going by the boundary line between my property and your property, the orange marked line.
You're going by the 1975.
I'm going by the boundary line for the deeds. Your deed even specifies, it goes right along my property. It
We're
says,
we're not a judge here or lawyers, like we said, we will talk about it tonight, you know, Tim's on it.
I hope somebody's on it at this point because criminal charges, this has morphed into something absolutely ridiculous, and it's embarrassing that a town actually lets it go this far.
Right.
And it's embarrassing that a town pushes its muscle around this way. You're abusing your power. And when I say you, I'm speaking about Ray and Robin are the two issues, and Holland following the orders of the leaders.
You're
That's
making,
your opinion,
Well, you know, I
I mean,
wouldn't,
you can do whatever you want.
you know, I wouldn't go after Helen and bad mouthing him when he was doing what he was told. You know,
No. It's the same thing you tell your kids. You know, if somebody tells you to break a window, you're guilty. It's not the other person's fault. So he holds some guilt in this as well for his actions.
Vicky, one of the things you're doing is, for everything that happens, it sounds like you're imagining that after you go, we're gonna say, okay, let's put boulders even further on Vicky's property because we somehow want that little piece of land and that will make things better. We've never done that. We've maybe made mistakes, or maybe Ed made mistakes, or maybe Harlan made a mistake, but when somebody does that, if it's illegal, even if it's a mistake, it's illegal. But don't go like we're telling Harlan to do something illegal. I wouldn't do that, we wouldn't do that.
So is it your contention that Holland did that on his own?
No,
Accord?
I'm saying,
No.
You know,
did you ever hear of
he's
a
saying-
did you ever hear of a mistake, right? That something happened that shouldn't have happened, if it did, and we'll talk about it, but I don't like it when you come in and I'm on the board and you say, you guys are doing illegal stuff on purpose, and this is a criminal issue, and there's no freaking way we're doing criminal stuff on purpose. We might be stupid, we might be wrong, but we're not sitting here saying, let's break the law and push you around. That's the last thing I wanna do, because you're gonna be in here and make my life miserable. Why would I wanna push you around? I wanna get this right. So I would appreciate if you would come in, you'd say, this is what happened, and I'd like you to address it, and we'll say we will, rather than saying, this is what happened, you on purpose broke the law, and I'm gonna prosecute you. There's two different things. So I think you could probably talk a little bit differently about what happened.
And I think you need to educate yourself a little bit more on what actually happened. Okay.
I'm gonna be on vacation next week, just so you know, if you come in, I won't be here, but
Okay.
I'd like to be here because I wanna help get this thing resolved.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.